What's the best evangelistic method? I'm going to suggest that the best evangelistic method is no method at all. Not because evangelism is unimportant. It's vitally important. It's front and center in our calling as believers. What's not called for is a method. Now, I understand the desire for methods because methods sort of take away our fear a little bit. They're step by step. They overcome our ignorance, and there are lots of situations where the end goal is not to have a method for this or for that, but that you might want to start out with a method. When I teach writing, I teach people to do things that I haven't done in 30 years because it establishes patterns and habits, and it's a method, and you get past the method and things come more naturally. That's what I'd like to see in all of our evangelism. And I'm not against anybody's specific method. In fact, I can't remember the context, but someone once said about evangelism, whatever complaints you might have about my method, I like my method of evangelism with all its flaws better than your method of non-evangelism. You can't get the ship in perfect shape before it's time to set sail. So I would encourage you, before you worry about discerning the best method, that we all get to work. That we all determine we need to speak the good news. Now, that said, the elements of evangelism are not a method of evangelism, but they are essential to it. You're hoping and praying that God would be pleased when we are in the business of evangelism. We're hoping that God would be pleased to bring light to the one that we're speaking to so that they can recognize not just the truth of God's existence, not just the truth of the death of Jesus, not just the truth of his resurrection, not just the truth of his substitution for us. But first, we want them to grasp their own need. We want them to get rid of the sheer foolishness of a belief that their obedience can earn the favor of the living God. We want to remove their blindness, or be used to remove their blindness to the reality of their own sin. Now, that doesn't mean that when you approach the unbeliever, all you have to talk about is their sin. One of the things that I've sort of committed to is that I never want any unbeliever that I'm talking to walk away thinking that I think I'm better than they are. I don't want them to walk away thinking that I think I'm better than they are. Which means I've got to be quick to own at its deepest level the reality of my own sin. When I'm speaking to the unbeliever and I say, this is the mess I'm in, not the mess I was in. That's one of the things I don't like about the typical testimonial as a means of evangelism, is that it usually goes with, I was a mess like you were, and then I came to Jesus, and now everything's great. That's a great way to sell toothpaste, but that's not how you evangelize. You've got to understand yourself that Jesus continues to rescue you, that his atoning death continues to atone for your ongoing sins. That at the end, it's not about cleaning you up. It's about you being declared clean now and forever because of Jesus. Well, I'm running out of time. But I want to suggest to you that the key is a boldness about the truth of what happened in history, a boldness about the truth of the Bible, a boldness about the truth of everyone's need, and a humility about ourselves. It's a mindset that continues to hold on forever and ever. I'm just one beggar telling another beggar where to find bread.